Hi, my name is Heidi Piper and I have been the music specialist at Wahroonga Public School for the past 10 years. One of the biggest highlights of our year is learning the Music Count Us In song. We've been participating in Music Count Us In since 2012. I just love how the whole concept of Music Count Us In is such an inspiration for our students to express themselves through song. Watching the Creating the Song video and researching the Songwriting Mentor is such a powerful insight to the process of expressing oneself through song. It helps the students realise that these are just kids like them who simply have a message to share. I have decided that this year I will follow up the Music Count Us In Celebration Day with a unit of songwriting across the whole school. I have done this successfully in past years. For the younger grades, this works best in a whole class modelled lesson, with each class writing and performing a collective song. The older grades also start as a modelled whole class activity, then can peel off in pairs or small groups to work independently. When forming groups, I encourage the students to mix it up in terms of students with advanced musical skills working with less experienced students. This ensures success for all groups, so they are not left floundering without the tools to move forward. When writing the lyrics, the steps are essentially the same for everybody. Brainstorm the topic and the theme ideas, brainstorm subheadings for a more specific topic, brainstorm rhyming pairs of words that go with the topic, create phrases to tell a story in the verses, and find an easy, catchy phrase that can be repeated for the chorus. In previous years, my students have explored the themes of friendship, bullying, saving the environment, and music bringing us together. This year, there's so much that the children have gone through with COVID and quarantine. Songwriting is a perfect opportunity for them to express some of what they've been going through. Some groups will need the support of using the lyrics developed by the whole class. Other groups will be able to create their own lyrics. I would recommend studies of improvising on xylophones on the pentatonic scale for stage 2 and improvising on chord progressions for stage 3 before the songwriting process. This gives the students a foundation on which to build their melodies. With stage 2 students, I've successfully taught songwriting using the pentatonic scale. This gives them the limited notes to use: do, re, mi, so and la. The C pentatonic will be C, D, E, G and A. So you can remove the F and B bars. That leaves the students all the notes that they can play in the pentatonic scale. Now when they improvise, they can play any of these notes and they'll all sound fantastic. You can't really go wrong. If we have the words in place first, working out the rhythm comes next, then a melody. Here's an example. Music is in the air, music is everywhere, it lifts you up when you are down, music is all around. The students can play a bourdon of the first and fifth notes of the scale to provide a bass line, and then the melody can be played over the top. Music is in the air, music is everywhere. I make sure the children know that they need to be able to sing what they're playing. There's no point going nuts and jumping all over the xylophone if they can't sing what they're playing. Depending on the experience of the students, music can be notated on the staff or note names written above the words and the syllables. With stage 3, you'll need all the bars back on your xylophones. I would work extensively with the children on chord progressions with plenty of experiences to improvise melodically. I then teach them the chord progression that they are going to use for their song. I like using A minor, F, C and G. This progression is quite dramatic and lends itself to more serious topics. This chord progression works well on the xylophones, as well as ukuleles, guitars, keyboards, boomwhackers, etc. If you have advanced students, you might like to give them the flexibility to explore other chord progressions, but generally I prefer giving them this structure to work within. Next, it's a matter of marrying the words with the chord progression, working out how many beats each chord will play for, then creating a melody that fits with the chords. Having said that, I always provide an option for groups to rap their composition rather than sing it. This can result in a much more successful composition for those students who prefer not to sing. One year I asked groups to rap their verses and sing a very simple, achievable chorus. Another option, depending on the resources in your school, is to use GarageBand on iPads to play the chord progression and to add either electronic beats or vocal beatboxing. Another simple way to achieve this effect is to use beats off YouTube or the drum machine on an electronic keyboard. As you can see, songwriting with your students is quite a process and takes longer than you might imagine. My plan this year is to do the pentatonic and chord progression preparation with my Stage 2 and Stage 3 students in Term 3 before we start Music Count Us In. Then do the lyric writing and putting it all together after Music Count Us In for the remainder of Term 4. The students love writing their own songs, and once they've realised that it's essentially about conveying a message or writing a poem with the added beauty of melody and harmony, they are really excited with the results. I encourage you to write a song with your students this year, or provide them with the opportunity to write their own songs. You never know, it could be one of your students writing next year's Music Count Us In song.